Hello, everyone. My name is Natalia Kasmina, and I would like to present you our work, a pilot study using Covert Visuospatial attention as an EEG-based brain-computer interface to enhance AR interaction. This work was in collaboration with Chiyun Hu, Yuji Wang, Huan Wu, Cassandra Shire, and Buddy Mize. We are from Fluid Interfaces, MIT Media Lab, but also Tufts University, CMU, and Harvard. As we do have very limited time today together, I do encourage you to drop a line in case you have any questions about this work. So this work is going to be covering brain-computer interfaces, brain sensing, specifically non-invasive brain sensing, as well as AR interaction, specifically AR headsets, and more specifically HoloLens. And it is a very interesting way of combining the two, because in brain sensing specifically, we are usually suffering from the fact that users do not really wear these types of systems, as it may be bulky and comfortable. But when we have already a system, a headset, a helmet, specifically AR, or can be also VR helmet that users wear to accomplish some other of their tasks, we are easily bridging this gap, and we can have these sensors, specifically non-invasive sensors like EEG or electroencephalography, embedded and be part of the interaction, where one type of modality can actually alleviate some of the challenges and drawbacks of another modality. And there's a lot of interesting state-of-the-art work that have been already exploring this direction. I do encourage you to check the paper. A lot of this work was focusing on using very few sensors, actually, like sometimes just 2 or 3, and to combine them with AR headsets, specifically with HoloLens. However, there was mostly just a direct use of caps or helmets that have EEG sensors without a lot of effort to try and to embed these sensors and make them part of their AR infrastructure. And also a lot of these setups, actually, we're exploring something called reactive BCI. So BCIs that do have some type of stimuli that would enable their interaction. For those who might know, we are talking here about SSVPs or P300s, but I do encourage you to check the paper for more details. So in our case, we're going to be talking about a real-time AR EEG system based on covert visual spatial attention in absence of any exogenous stimulation, meaning there is no stimuli that would be priming the user for any action. There is nothing that is flickering. There is nothing that would be appearing on the screen. And our contribution could be divided in 2 subparts. First of all, we do have this embedded clip-on system that we have designed for HoloLens 2 AR headset, where we have a set of the clip-on that actually sits on the forehead of the user and also on the back of the user. And as you can see right now on these images, they are becoming the part of their HoloLens 2 themselves. And we do share the files, so in case you do have the headset and you want to print out your own clip-on, maybe fit your own electrodes, it is possible. So this is how the finalized version looks like. We have this enhancement of HoloLens 2 with a brain sensing component. On the left, you barely can see it. It is printed in black. On the right, we printed in blue, and it's a bit in a bit thicker print, so you can actually see how it sits and how it fits with the HoloLens. Here is just a close-up with, in this case, a piece where you can potentially see a bit of the electrodes, and here you can see both forehead and the back of the head, the visual cortex part of this clip-on. And the task is actually pretty straightforward. So the user sees an empty screen, and they are always asked to look at the fixation cross that is in the middle of the screen. And there is a Q, which is a green arrow that would be indicating the locus of attention. There is on each side of the screen a simple object. And the user would need to pay their attention to this indicated object without moving their eyes. So if the arrow indicates right, the user would need to pay their attention to the right side of the screen without making movement of their eyes to the right. Once this action is happening, the said object will be magnified. So we used the HoloLens to build in eye tracking functionality to collect the subject's eye tracking data to ensure that the selection of the object is not based on the eye movements, but on the brain activity of the user all along. Here is a very, very short video to show how the system looked like when it was finalized. And this is where the user is supposed to pay their attention without moving their eyes, in this case to the left, and right now to the right side of the screen. Once again, please, I refer you to the paper to check more in depth the results we have obtained, the range of results we have obtained, and please send us an email in case you have any questions. Thank you for your attention.